sort of touched on it as well, but build that membership base. I would say before you ever consider opening a business, you got to make sure you've got that cash flow. And so again, maybe you've got some money from inheritance, or maybe you worked another job and saved up and you're, career changer, but make sure you're membership based in the location you're going to be, the area you're going to be. Maybe it's within 20 minutes, especially if you're doing training after school or you're doing training kind of through the summer. Some kids can come after school because maybe their school is really close by, but maybe they live 45 minutes away. That's something you need to consider. If the bulk of it is coming from, 30 minutes, it's something to consider as far as location. Another thing to consider for location too is, the cost of where it's at. I know like most downtown areas are a little more expensive. It may be cool to have that downtown space, but maybe you do step out and get a little cheaper. It's a very easy decision, but making sure your membership base, you know, is there. It doesn't always, it's not always your favorite to necessarily do. Maybe you love training high-end professional athletes or five-star recruits, and that's like what really gets you going. You don't really like training the younger kids, or you don't like training like teams or something like that. For the most part, I would think there's more kids in that level, or even more teenagers in that range of maybe they just want personal training. Maybe they're not ever going to go play college, or maybe they're going to play at some low-level college and they're not really a five-star recruit. There's more of those than there are five-star recruits. So sure, that's cool, but this group is paying your bills. Maybe it's not your favorite, but if you're running a business, it doesn't really matter. You're trying to pay the bills, but you're also reaching another market. So I'd say that's important for your membership base. It's really cool. Again, I think that goes back to your point as far as social media, to look at all those. I think Lethal Shooter is one I think is really cool. He trains, obviously, like he'll have AD in there one week and then James Harden in the next week. All he does is train shooting. He didn't get there, like just like last year. Like he built it up. I'm sure he was training in some small, YMCA gym or a high school gym, some no name, if you will. Sure, his acumen and I think he played in the league a little bit. I know he played, I believe, at Villanova or something, but all of that takes time to build up. So as far as building up, if you want to get to that level, one or two here and there five-star recruits is good. That's not necessarily paying your bills. As far as membership base too, you want to know whether you're on a contract basis or if you're on like a package deal and they buy 2 months at a time. Maybe they buy a season, like a semester at a time. Those are all important things to consider. And then again, I mentioned it also, but membership base, make sure they're on auto payment. I would recommend that personally, just because you can project things a little more in advance, and they also have to come to you to change if they don't want to be on auto payment anymore.